Thomas from C2C Stamping, and wow. So I realized that I didn't go live last week because I was prepping for a craft fair. And then I realized I didn't go live this week because it was my birthday yesterday. And I am deep in the throes of last minute Christmas cards and my 12 days of Christmas class. Plus, I'm trying to plan, prep, make for spring, for the spring catalog. We have a bunch of spring product that we're playing with. So I wanted to show you how bad things are because it's pretty bad. Can't show you that table. You're just gonna have to believe me that that table is full of stuff, but 12 days of Christmas stuff. Plus behind that on the bench is a bunch of stuff from craft fair, still not unpacked. Over there is a pile and a chair full of our dive-in day materials, which is what we're doing. It's a demonstrator training that Susan and I are hosting. And then, you know, the back bar here is just full of rubbish. It's just, there's just stuff everywhere. All right, so what I wanted to show you was an online exclusive product and a really fun, simple, easy card technique, and a kit that just came out that I want to highlight for you, and a fast and simple Christmas card, because I'm finding that I'm a few cards short, and I'm sure this has to happen to everybody, right? Where you get cards in the mail from people and you're like, oh darn, they weren't on my list. And it literally, it happens every single year to me. And this year I sold a lot of Christmas cards at markets and stuff, which was awesome. And I'm super excited about that. But that means that I'm low on cards. So, all right, let me grab the stamp set I wanted to showcase, which is the super cute Among the Swallows. And then I'm gonna grab my sample and I'm gonna make sure we're live and everybody's here. If you're here, say hello. If you're watching later on the replay, let me know. Just say I'm watching on the replay, and then I'm gonna put you guys in the mount and flip this around. Hopefully that goes smooth. Beautiful. All right, so let's make a couple of fast cards. And I'm really hoping, I was hoping that that sample was right there, but it's not. Okay, where did this card go? Y'all, there's just piles and piles of stuff. Okay. We're gonna have to find that. If not, I'll just make it again, no biggie. So hopefully you are getting your catalog in the mail for me. This is the spring catalog and the celebration catalog. I'm excited about both of those. I think it's gonna be a really fun spring. Got some great classes in the works, and we're gonna have a really good time. All right, I'm not finding that, so I'm going to just have to move on. All right. Well, we're gonna play with this set, and I'm gonna show you. Intriguing. Always fun when I can't find stuff in my craft room. All right. So a couple of things left in life right now. If you want to get my my 12 days of Christmas class, I still have a couple of class packets left. So please, please, please let me know if that is something you're interested in. If you, we're gonna use our Pastels. I'm excited. And I'm gonna grab my take your pick tool and my matte, silicone matte. All right. And then All right, I'm gonna grab a little basic cardstock here. So what we're gonna do is a technique called, oh, that's sweet. We're gonna do a technique called Poppin Pastels, and I've done it before, and I love it a lot. And the minute I saw this stamp set, I knew I wanted to do it with this stamp set. I wanted to do it because I wanted to be able to color this in a really soft way, but I also wanted to be able to, like, it seemed like a really fine line image, and I'm not sure I wanted to do like markers or anything like that. So we are going to use Versamark, and I'm actually using this stamp set with my seniors this week too. We did it in Lost Lagoon, which was gorgeous, and we were able to, it almost looks like, you know, wallpaper, like a toile wallpaper. It's a really pretty stamp set. All right. I don't know why this piece of paper is really long, but we're just going to roll with it. So one of the things I want to make sure I do is I get nice, even pressure. If I had the brayer somewhere near me, I would probably use the brayer. I don't like to mount these sets unless, because I can't hold the block. So for me, that doesn't work. So if it's a large background stamp, haha, I just heard myself in the echo. Then I'm not going to use that. And you just have to kind of hold it carefully. All right, so the Versamark is ready. I'm going to use 3 colors, and I'm going to use the palette knife side of this. I'm going to put some yellow over here. I want the blue for the birds. And then I'm going to do some mossy meadow, because I like mossy meadow. It's a good green. And I think it'll complement this color palette well. All right. So one of the things I've learned is it's very hard to see what you're working on. So I'm hoping that we've got some, I'm going to kind of hold the bottom, and that's where I'm going to work. All right, good. So I've kind of found I found where my flowers are, so that's good. And right to the right of that is a bird, I hope. Haha, there he is. Perfect. Okay. And then I know there's another bird up here. Nice. Perfect. Okay. So I want the birds to be blue. I like the flowers to be yellow. And then I'm going to use my other finger, and we're going to do some green. So I'm going to kind of work my way down. And then I know that there's a bird here at the bottom. So see how I'm just using this as a guide, right? So while I'm doing this, then I can kind of see and hopefully, you know, get some nice coloring in here that's quote unquote, you know, appropriate. Now, could I go crazy and do, you know, whatever I want with this? Absolutely. But I would love for it to be, you know, color appropriate. All right, so then I'm just going to come in with some green. And this all looks pretty green to me. And then the other thing you'll want to have on hand is probably some, like a tissue. So if you don't have tissues on your desk, maybe, you know, grab a tissue before you start this process, because the tissues will really help you when it's time to kind of clean up and finalize everything. Nice. Okay. So I use my fingers for this. Other people will use Q-tips or, you know, something else. I don't really think that's necessary. And I'm just trying to pick up kind of the excess. And I might come back and, you know, hit a few pieces with a little more color. See if I can't kind of darken that up a little bit. Yeah, nice. Okay, perfect. So then, now my fingers are nice and chalky. So I'm going to grab my trimmer, which is not here. All right, anybody want to place bets on where my trimmer is? Normally, I don't let things get this messy because I have like a break between like projects, but I've not had a break at all. All right, so that's a 4-inch. So we're gonna, I'm definitely trim off, you know, a little bit at the top, and definitely gonna go to 5 1/4 on the bottom. Perfect. All right, so then we need to kind of find a sentiment or something. So a couple of choices. We could like slice this and we could put a sentiment like kind of running across the middle. So let's see if I can find a good one. So I really like this really bold thanks, and so I think we're gonna do this. So what I'm gonna do is the thanks is it's about 3/4, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut 3/4 off the bottom. So that puts us down to 4 1/2. So at 2 1/4, I'm gonna cut this. So I'm gonna cut it right in the middle. And then I'm gonna get a white card base. And we're gonna score once, right? So we're gonna score at 4 1/4. We're gonna cut at 5 1/2. And I think I might use, I don't know. That's a good question. If I want to use the blue, or if I want to use, so Coastal Cabana, Mossy Meadow, Night and Navy, Poppy Parade, Daffodil. So it's kind of like, do I want to use Daffodil or Mossy Meadow? Let's look this up. They say that that blue is Night of Navy. I don't think it is. I think it's more of a, like blueberry bushel type thing. But I think I do want to bring the blue in. So I think I'm going to do blueberry bushel. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a pencil to just lightly mark where I want that thanks to go. And I'll come back and erase it. But to me, blueberry bushel is the color. So sometimes when Stampin' Up! Is manufacturing something like this, like a pastel, that we don't have a ton of control over, the colors sometimes don't match up great. And that's okay. It's just important to know that, you know, sometimes you have to kind of riff, you know, when you're working on that. you know, working with like I would say the watercolor pencils are probably the same way. Okay, that looks like a really crazy stamp, and I don't want to ruin this. Oh dear, let's stamp. Alright. Hate to ruin a beautiful piece of paper, right? With something all smeary and crazy. Alright, so it's a photopolymer, so we're going to hold 1, 2, 3. And we're going to lift. Looks great. Alright, so then we have our pieces. We're going to make sure we erase this. And then we're going to pop these up with some dimensionals. And apparently today I'm working with tiny dimensionals. You know, things happen, guys. It's okay. All right, so we're going to do this. So one of the reasons that I like the Poppin Pastels is I think it adds a lot of texture and depth to the paper. I think that you can get some really cool looks with it. And, you know, I don't know. I think the colors are really nice. So hopefully you have a box of pastels sitting around and you're wondering, what should I do with it? And this will give you a good idea. So this stamp set is called My Small Business. Thanks for supporting my small business, being an amazing customer, handmade for you. Your support deserves a big thanks. So this is a great stamp set if you have a small business and you're, you know, wanting to make some cards or wanting to thank your customers. One of the things we've been talking a lot about is like customer loyalty and how, you know, with the economy being what it is, I think that, you know, we need to appreciate our customers. So I think that's a beautiful card, and maybe I'll add some bling. We have some new bling from the spring catalog. Ooh, those are pretty. Maybe those. All right. So these are our brand new antique pearls. And I wasn't sure if I would like these, but I like the creamy look with this. I think this is really pretty. So I think we'll get one here. Let's see. So we're going to do one. And we'll do a medium here, and a little guy here. Nice. That's pretty. Just a little something on it, right? It doesn't have to be super fancy, but yay. All right. So there is the card with the Among the Swallows stamp set, which is a really fun stamp set. I'm enjoying making different kinds of backgrounds. I played around a lot with a bunch of different colors and things, and that was really fun. So, and then I wanted to show you a fast Christmas card that you can make. So you might have some of this paper from the fall catalog, and these strips are really easy to cut. So this is a really fast card that you can make. And the strips are, they go this way. Yeah. So they're, I'm pretty sure 1 inch. Yes. By 2 3/4, is that right? Yeah. So these are just 1 inch strips, and it's a really efficient card, and it looks really cool when you, I want to make sure these are 1 and not 1 1/4. Oh, those are 1 1/4. Okay. So it does look cooler when you have sequential pieces, so that, you know, you can see the variation. So it's 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. So we'll do 1 and 2. I hope that was 1 1/4. It wasn't. It's 1 because apparently I can't cut 1 1/4. I don't know. Maybe there's something defective with me. We're good. Okay. So 1 2 3. There's 3 sequential ones. Thank goodness. And then I'll mess around and see if I can make something that doesn't look too terrible out of these other pieces. Oh dear. All right. They're not 1 1/4. If they're 1 1/8, that would be insane. I mean, I am a little crazy, but they're like 1 1/8. How very bizarre. All right, so 1 1/8 by 2 3/4. And then you just mount that on a piece of Night of Navy on, and then the stamp sentiment is from Iconic Celebrations on a scrap piece. So that's just a little scrap from my scrap bag. I hope you guys keep your scraps, but that's like even a narrower scrap than normal. Yeah, that's perfect. So what's nice about iconic imagery is that you can build the sentiments. So if you want, this one has peace and love and the ampersand. You could do peace and joy, peace and light. I guess this one's peace and joy. Where's the joy? Down in my heart. Yep, down in my heart. Yep. Peace and... Uh-oh. Oh, it's normally right there. Well, it's not going to be peace and joy this time. I am missing a stamp. Oh dear. Hopefully it happens to more than just me. Alright, so we'll do peace and love. What's nice about it is we can just line these two up. And then that's one stamp, and this is one stamp. So we can do the peace and love can be in cherry cobbler. And then the and can be in shaded spruce. And then what's nice about that is we can take our snips and we can just make a bunch of these. So we're just going to cut it and then we're going to stamp it again. And it's a pretty large ampersand, so when you're stamping these, just make sure that you've got enough room. So this is just a great way to knock out a few of those extra last minute cards that you know you're going to need because you'll know that you forgot somebody, or somebody brings you a gift, or, you know, something happens. And my peace and love don't look like they're super level. Like I might not have mounted them super well, but it doesn't even matter because it's close enough. No one's going to be inspecting this. All right, so we've got our pieces done. And we'll grab some cardstock and we'll be done. I was trying to figure out if that was, no, not blueberry. Definitely Night of Navy. All right, and I think this is, that's Misty Moonlight. That's not Night of Navy. All right. So this piece is, it's gonna roll it out this time. So 4 1/4, of course, by 3, and yeah, 2 1/8. That's a really fun measurement. So we'll cut this to 4 1/4, which is nice. It'll just zip down, and then we can get a couple out of here, so that's great. So I like when a card is efficient, and in this case, it uses a lot of that that designer series paper. It's really pretty. All right, and then let's make a couple of card bases while we're at it. So I don't think I've got a couple of these. All right. So we're going to score, recording, and cut at 5. Okay. So we've got our card base, and we've got all of our peace and loves here. If you can remember how these were when you cut them apart, it does look better. It's not necessary, but I do think that it looks a little better. Sorry for the Band-Aid finger. I cut myself the other day, and it's just been slow to heal. So, okay. So, I'm just gonna glue these on here and kind of space them out. Sometimes it's easiest to do the 2 outside ones and then put the middle one kind of, you know, equidistant between them, but it's okay if it's not perfect. We're just gonna glue this on the front, and then we're gonna use some dimensionals for the little sentiment, and we'll find some pretty rhinestones, and we'll call it a day. 1, 2, 3. I think those were left over from a kit or a paper pumpkin or something. Nice. And then, let's see. Yeah, these were those the regal foil backed dots. These were really pretty. And I think that these are the perfect accessory on here. I don't know where my original card went. That's how things go, I guess. Oh yeah, here we go. Where did I put them? They looked lovely. Oh, I used the pink ones. So I thought that the pink ones had some good contrast, and I thought they were kind of fun. So I used the pink ones. So peace and love, peace and joy, yay. And then we'll just add a little white piece on the inside and a place to write. So thanks so much for joining me. I want to show you the one kit that I'm very excited about. And why? So if you don't have this kit already, I highly recommend you get it. It's the Perpetual Beauty Calendar. And it's a beautiful, beautiful kit. It comes with a stamp set that has all the months on it, which is great. So you can use this for card making later, like if you wanted to make a card that said like October baby or October birthday. These are stickers that go on the pages. Let me kind of pop this out of here. This is the stamp set. The stamp spot is Pretty Peacock, which is a gorgeous color, and we always love Pretty Peacock. And then let me show you. So in the Netherlands, where my mom is from, everybody has a birthday calendar up in the hall bath. This is the deal. And so you go to the hall bath, and this one has rose gold, and it's like a light blue color. It's hard to describe how light blue it is because we don't have a current color, this color. It's so pale. But it looks white, and that's why I couldn't tell how pretty it was. And it's a very heavy chipboard that's like, you know, backed on all sides. So it's a really, really substantial. It has this rose gold hanger. So there's a nice hanger here. And then each month has decorations, and they have a little guide to show you. But there's stickers, and you put the month, and then there's these rose gold stickers and the month. And there's even some watercolor stickers to use. So really beautiful kit. But what's nice is you write people's birthdays or anniversaries. You write them once. You put, in our family, we put the year that they were born just to make it easier to keep track of everybody. And then if someone's passed away, like this is my mom, then you put a little cross. You can also put anniversaries on here. So if that's something like a wedding anniversary, we have a lot of wedding anniversaries on ours. Then when the calendar is hanging up, then you have, like, you know, okay, well, here are the cards I need to send this month. And so then you're ready to go. So beautiful calendar. Each page has like a different color kind of circle with some watercolor splotches. And it features lots of soft, pretty colors, Pretty Peacock. Looks like garden green, basic beige. It's a really pretty, it's a very pretty calendar, and one that I would be happy to have up in my guest bathroom, and it will be hanging in my guest bathroom the minute I get it done. So I'm going to transfer all of our birthdays and stuff over from the old one. That old calendar was an old kit we had like years ago. So, all right. I am so glad that you joined me tonight. I'm glad that we made a couple of cards. I want to tell you all to have a wonderful holiday season. I know that next week, Wednesday, I normally go live. That's Christmas Day. I probably won't go live that day, just so you know. But the next day, we'll start my 12 Days of Christmas card series. So every day, come back to YouTube. I'll have a video. I'll talk a little bit about the present that's being opened that day. I'll talk about why. I'll give you some tips and hints and tricks. And then we'll make some cards along the way. So excited. Please let me know if you would like a 12 Days of Christmas kit. It is not too late to get the class sent to you. UPS is still doing lots of deliveries, and even USPS was able to get it there on Monday for those that are closer, like here in Texas. So anyway, all right, thanks so much. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy these two pretty cards, and I'll talk to you later. Have a great day. Bye, y'all.